Now let's move along to Greta Thunberg. Israel has threatened to raid the boat she's on, which is currently en route to Gaza, carrying her and a number of other leftist activists. Nick, what does Greta and her feral mates, what do they hope to achieve with this activism, going into a war zone and saying that they're going to bring love, humanitarian aid and break the blockade?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's virtue signalling, although I don't know that I'd be suggesting that a young lady does a virtue signalling activity in somewhere where she's liable to get shot or worse. So that's what it is. But this goes to the mind, doesn't it, of the extreme left, which is where she sits. They think they know everything about everything. She thinks she knows everything about climate science, for instance. She understands perfectly why the weather warms and sometimes it cools. Now she thinks she knows everything about the history of the Middle East and who's on the right side of history and who's not. It's just the ignorance of these people that annoys me, Rita. They're allowed to have their opinions. Sure, they can make up their minds, but first they've got to understand what they're talking about. And I think in Greta's case, I think she's rather... She would have been better off spending more time in school and less time on protests, really, because then she might actually know something about what she's talking about.
Well, there seems to be a lot of crossover with these activist groups, Nick, the ones who are all about climate change, the anti-Israeli protesters, the race-obsessed ones. It's pretty much the same mob, isn't it? And that's why she has just effortlessly gone from climate change to now this anti-Israeli activism.
Yeah, of course, our Green Party has done exactly the same thing, as we've commented before. This seems to be a natural progression. When they start losing traction on one issue, I think they always look for another one to move on to. So, sooner or later, they'll get bored with the Palestinian cause and they'll find something else. I don't know what it'll be, but they always have to be sort of for their own sense of righteousness. They have to be one step ahead of everybody else, and it
always
really
has to
just
be
about that, nothing more.
And it's always catastrophe. It's just catastrophizing everything. Yeah. It's about to be the end of the world. It's a genocide. It's the end of the world as we know it with climate change, and just doomsayers. Nick, before you go, President Donald Trump has banned the citizens of 12 countries from travelling to the US and introduced travel restrictions on 7 other countries. Some of the banned countries include Afghanistan, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan. Let's hear from the president earlier today.
The recent terror attack in Boulder, Colorado, has underscored the extreme dangers posed to our country by the entry of foreign nationals who are not properly vetted, as well as those who come here as temporary visitors and overstay their visas. We don't want them. In the 21st century, we've seen one terror attack after another carried out by foreign visa overstayers from dangerous places all over the world.
Nick, this is reminiscent of a similar ban in his first term, and though that caused enormous angst in the media, it was actually pretty popular with the punters. What do you make of this latest ban?
Well, the first thing is none of these 12 countries are on my bucket list, Rita, and I doubt they're on yours either. They are nasty places. There are places where either they use terrorism or they harbour terrorists and to wage war against the United States, Israel and others, or they have uncontrolled crime, drug smuggling, etc. So it's just a hard lesson that some countries don't seem to be able to learn, that the people from these environments are likely to bring the same lawlessness or the same political views to your country that they had in theirs.
Nick Cater, thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thank you, Rita.